Okay, answering your questions today. And today's question is, what is the funniest moment that ever happened to me with a teammate at the field? And this is a pretty easy one. Oh, I've had a lot of funny teammates during my career, but I want to talk about a major league teammate. I've had more minor league teammates because I spent more of my career in the minor leagues than I did in the major leagues. But I want to talk about a major league teammate because if you're a fan of baseball, you probably know who this player is. I guess if you're young, you might not, but you should because he was a great player. Go ahead and look him up right now. If you don't know who this is, look him up. Look at his stats online. Name's Brian Giles. So this guy was a stud. He was a stud in Pittsburgh. He was a stud in San Diego, and he was a really, really funny guy. And I wasn't in the major leagues for a super long time, but I did get to spend a decent amount of time with him as a teammate because both in the major leagues during the regular season, I was around him, and then every spring training, I was with the Padres for 5 years. I went to 4 big league spring trainings. I was with him every single spring training for those 4 years as well. And so he did a lot of things that were really, really funny. Super generous person as well, but extremely funny. Him and his brother Marcus were both really, really funny. One of the funniest things that I ever got to witness as a Major League Baseball player was during yoga. And I've told this story, I think, once before, but I've never made a specific video on it. And so the Padres, we would have yoga a couple of times a week, and most of the team would go in there and do it. And so you'd go into we had this, I don't know what you want to call it, not an auxiliary room, but just like this room where you'd be able to go and you could do stretching. There'd be a few workout equipment things in there, but that's where we'd have our yoga class. And so a couple times a week, we would all meet in there, usually earlier in the day, and we would have a yoga instructor that would come in and she would put us through a yoga class. And, most of those days were pretty normal yoga class days. But usually Giles would do something that was really, really funny or also a little bit weird. This is kind of a combo, weird and funny. And so we're all sitting in there and we're waiting for yoga class to start, and the yoga instructor's in there and just kind of waiting for the last few players to file in. And, we're waiting on Brian Giles. He's the last player that hasn't come in yet. And everyone knows that he likes to play pranks and do these things, but we're sitting there, and then all of a sudden he comes walking in, and he comes in completely naked except for a thong. He's wearing a thong, and in the front of the thong is like a chicken head. So he comes into the room, and he just kind of walks in like it's just a normal day for yoga, right? This is normal attire, which for him it might have been normal attire. Wouldn't surprise me. But he walks in, and so you see people start obviously laughing, and the laughs get louder, and he's got a straight face on, and he walks in and he goes through his yoga. You can imagine it's a little bit uncomfortable. Someone going through yoga, it's not a huge room, and we've got a lot of players in there, right? And so you're doing certain poses like downward facing dog and all these weird things, and you're pretty close to people. You've probably, if you've ever done yoga before, it can be really comfortable and relaxing. Not so comfortable and relaxing when the person right in front of you is in a thong, a chicken thong, and doing downward facing dog right in front of you. So that was probably, if I think about all the funny moments, people were hysterically laughing, but then it was also funny that he just kind of played it like it was normal, which again, it might have been very normal for him. Also a little bit strange and a little bit weird, but Brian Giles was a hilarious guy, and he was always kind of doing these type of things. He was a guy when he was struggling, which he didn't struggle that much, to get out of a slump, he would go out in the field and hit in just a jock strap and cleats on and those type of things. But again, also super generous. He would bring in sushi chefs and have sushi night for the team. When I was in the minor leagues as a young player, he came down to rehab at Lake Elsinore, and every single night he brought in these cooks to cook us steaks and everything. He was just he was the most generous player that I've ever been around as a major league player, as far as just giving back to the minor leaguers, giving back to the young guys, giving back to the entire team. Just a really, really great guy, but a practical joker. But it was always super, super funny. I've told about like my Greg Maddux stories where the practical jokes were kind of like a little bit like they weren't just strange. Like sometimes they were a little bit even mean. Brian Giles, they were always just like really funny, made everybody feel loose, and I was going to say feel comfortable, sometimes maybe uncomfortable, but everybody would always laugh at him. So that was probably the funniest moment that I had with a teammate as a major leaguer. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.
If you've got hitters that you're looking to improve before the start of next season, this is essential for you. Matt Antonelli here, former major league player, first-round pick, and college coach. With this course, we're going to show you exactly, step-by-step, how to generate power, develop bat speed, and enhance swing mechanics. Regardless of your hitter's age, this course is going to deliver advanced hitting techniques that will allow any hitter to get better and make an impact at the plate this spring. We have a full catalog of training content that you can access from anywhere at any time. This course is perfect for players, parents, coaches, instructors, and more. Our course has helped hitters all over the country at different competition levels, and the feedback that we've received has been outstanding. The work you put in now will drive your success at the plate this spring. Get the essential knowledge that you need to take your game to the next level.